Do not sell off your corporations. Do not sell off your minerals. Give nobody exclusive rights to your mineral resources. Let's look at Burkina Faso. You want to know why the Chinese and the Russians are so interested in Burkina Faso? Burkina Faso has gold. Burkina Faso has zinc. Burkina Faso has copper. Burkina Faso has manganese. Burkina Faso has phosphate, limestone. Burkina Faso has diamonds. Burkina Faso has bauxite, nickel, and uranium that they need for atomic weapons. Not only that, Burkina Faso is one of the world's largest producers of cotton. Burkina Faso is one of the world's largest producers of cotton. Burkina Faso is one of the world's largest producers of cotton. And with that type of cotton, why don't you create a clothing and furniture manufacturing industry? Make your own clothing, Burkina Faso. Make your own furniture, Burkina Faso, and sell it to Africans in the diaspora. I can promise you that your brothers and sisters in Europe, your brothers and sisters in Canada, your brothers and sisters in America, your brothers and sisters in Central and South America will buy your merchandise. Stop begging for handouts. No African country should get most of their budget from handouts. Half of the countries in Africa get half of their budget from handouts from the white man and the yellow man. That has to stop. That has to stop. Half of the countries in Africa, half of their annual budget comes from handouts from thieving neo-colonizers. They shouldn't be giving you nothing. They should be paying for what they steal. They shouldn't be giving you nothing. They should be paying for what they steal. They shouldn't be giving you anything. They should be paying for what they steal from Africa. Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim, I look forward to you building a large clothing manufacturing industry that can sell African clothing all over the diaspora. You can send it to me. I'll be your contact in the United States to get clothing manufactured in Burkina Faso, sold all over North America, South America, Central America, Canada, and the Caribbean. I can promise you this. I can promise you this. We don't need handouts. We need industry. We don't need foreign investment. We need domestic industry. Africa does not need foreign handouts and investments. Africa needs domestic industry and institutions. All that cotton, let's do something with it, President Ibrahim Traore. All that cotton, let's do something with it. You could put your women to work, your children to work. You could put the men to work. We're talking about jobs. We're talking about jobs. We're talking about building the economy of Burkina Faso so our people can eat. So Burkina Faso doesn't have to depend on handouts from its enemies in order to feed its family. You also have shea butter. Burkina Faso has a large amount of shea nut. We can sell that shea butter on the international stage. Our brothers and sisters in European countries like America, in England, in France, they would love to get their hands on that shea. And my Dogon brethren in Mali. We can't afford for y'all to be fighting against each other. Both of you are great kingdoms. Both of you have great history. Both of you have great culture. Both of you have great spiritual traditions. The fighting that was going on between the great Fulani people and the great Dogon people, we needed to stop, brothers and sisters. We needed to stop, brothers and sisters. We needed to stop, brothers and sisters. But the leader of Mali, the brother who took power nearly 2 years ago, General Goita, only 42 years old. General Goita, only 42 years old. General Doumbouya of Guinea, only 43 years old. These are young black men. These are young black men. These are young black men leading these coups in West Central Africa. These are young black men. So General Goita, you are now lead of one of the largest geographical nations in Africa. You are larger than most of West Africa. General Goita, at 42 years old, the head of the great Mali people, do you have a plan of action for our people? Do you have a plan of action? General Goita, I'm talking to you. This is your brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. You've been in charge for 2 years. My brothers and sisters, if you live in Mali, I want to hear from you. My brothers and sisters, if you live in Mali, I want to hear from you. Add me on WhatsApp and tell me what's going on in the ground. Add me on WhatsApp and tell me what's happening on the ground. +1 215-989-9858. My number, direct WhatsApp. Don't call me, message me. I do not answer the phone. Send me a message. +1 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215 +1 is the international code for America. +1 215-989-9858. I want to hear from our brothers and sisters in Guinea about General Doumbouya. I want to hear from our brothers and sisters in Mali about General Goita. Next, we come to Burkina Faso, the land of Thomas Sankara, the land of the upright people of Burkina Faso. We have a young brother. Ibrahim Traoré, the youngest president on the planet Earth, is in Burkina Faso, land of the upright people. President Ibrahim Traoré. And brother Ibrahim, you are a breath of fresh air, my brother. At only 34 years old, you are impressing Dr. Umar Ifatunde. But I got some questions for you, because unlike other Africans who are swept up with good speeches, I got some questions for you and the other 3 leaders of what can be the new African revolution for true liberation. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm not going to keep y'all real long. But we got to have this conversation with our 4 young leaders in Africa. We got to have this conversation with the president of Guinea. We got to have this conversation with the president of Mali. We got to have this conversation with the new young president, Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, 34 years old, the youngest president on the face of the earth. We got to have this conversation. Brother Ibrahim, I think you are the real deal. There's presidents in Africa, leaders in Africa, they talk, but they don't really do anything. They just talk. I think you're the real deal, President Ibrahim, but I got to challenge you, my brother. I still got to challenge you, because I don't need my brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso catching any more hell. I don't want my brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso to suffer any more death, any more starvation, poverty, economic devastation. I need you brothers to mean what you say and say what you mean, brothers and sisters. I need you brothers and sisters to mean what you say and say what you mean. So brother Ibrahim Traoré, are you the real deal, or are you acting for a white foreign power? General Goita of Mali, are you the real deal, or are you acting for a foreign power? General Doumbouya of Guinea, are you the real deal, or are you acting for a foreign power? And then we come to the latest coup in Africa. And then we come to the latest coup leader in Africa. And that takes us to the great Niger people. The great people of Niger, General Chiani. 62 years old, you're the eldest of the 4. General Chiani, I have a question for you. General Chiani, you've only been in office 10 days. Your coup took place 10 days ago. Your coup took place 10 days ago. Your coup in Niger took place 10 days ago. But I got to ask you a serious question, my brother. Are you doing this for the liberation of African brothers and sisters in Niger? Are you doing this for the brothers and sisters in Niger, or are you doing this for yourself? This is my question to these 4 African leaders. General Doumbouya of Guinea, you've been in office nearly 2 years. General Goita of Mali, you've been in office nearly 2 years. President Ibrahim Traoré, you've been in office about a year. And General Chiani of Niger, you've been in office for only 10 days. But my question to all of you, My first question to you four African leaders whose countries make up a collective area of land that is geopolitically critical for the regeneration and liberation and salvation of the continent of Africa and African people around the world. Are you brothers serious, or is this an ego trip? I'm not attacking you and I'm not promoting you. I'm asking a question. I'm not attacking you and I'm not promoting you. I'm asking you a question. Are you brothers serious, or is this something for your ego? Because let us be honest. Patrice Lumumba was the real deal, but he was overthrown by a traitor. Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was the real deal, but he was overthrown by a traitor. Amilcar Cabral of Guinea-Bissau was the real deal, but he was assassinated by a traitor. Samora Machel was the real deal, but he was assassinated by traitors. Eduardo Mondlane was the real deal, but he was assassinated by traitors. Chris Hani, who should be the president of South Africa right now. I said Chris Hani, who should be the president of South Africa right now. I said Chris Hani, who should be the president of South Africa right now, was the real deal, but he was assassinated with the help of traitors. So I got to ask you four brothers. President Ibrahim, General Goita, President Doumbouya, General Chiani, are you doing this because you want power and money? Or are you doing this because you seek real revolution, real redemption, real freedom, and real independence for my brothers and sisters in Western Africa and Central Africa? That's the question I'm asking today. I want to get behind you, brothers. I want to stand in solidarity with these four young kings, 3 kings plus an elder. I want to stand in solidarity with you, but I got questions that need to be answered. I got questions that need to be answered. I got to know that you four brothers are not puppets of the French. I got to know that you four brothers are not puppets of the French. I got to know that you are not puppets of the British MI6. I got to know that you are not puppets of the United States Central Intelligence Agency. I'm asking real questions, and I hope I get real answers. I'm asking real questions of the president of Guinea, the president of Mali, the president of Burkina Faso, and the new president, only 10 days in the making, the newest of them all, our elder, General Chiani. Are you the real deal, or are you an opportunist? That's the question. That's the question I need to ask. I look at the natural minerals of these countries. I look at the natural minerals. Let's start with Burkina Faso. But before I do, I didn't say peace and Pan-Africanism to my American Africans. What deals are you making with China and Russia that the people don't know about? What deals are you making with China and Russia that the people don't know about? What deals are you making with China and Russia that the people don't know about? Don't tell me you overthrew the previous leader to make the same mistakes that he made in Guinea. Don't tell me you overthrew the previous leader to make the same mistakes he made in Mali. Don't tell me you overthrew the previous leader to make the same mistakes he made in Burkina Faso. Don't tell me you overthrew the previous leader so you can make the same mistakes that he made in Niger. Do not go into debt to Russia, China, or India. They are not your friends. If you go into debt to Russia, China, and India, you are no longer a revolutionary. You are a puppet. I hope you're listening to me, President Doumbouya. I hope you're listening to me, General Goita. I hope you're listening to me, General Chiani. I hope you're listening to me, young President Ibrahim Traore. If you take the money from China, if you take too much assistance from Russia, if you take too many handouts from India, you become their slave. You become their slave. I'm not saying you can't do business with them. I'm not saying you can't do business. You may have to do business because your country has immediate needs before you can get yourself back up on your feet. I know you will have to do some business with India, Russia, and China. I understand. But what I'm saying is don't sign any deals that are going to be so deep, so long in their history, that you will not be able to cut the umbilical cord to the Chinese neo-colonizer, the Russian neo-colonizer, the Indian neo